Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail, and we're in Lisburn. And where we are actually is we're outside the old Huguenot church. And the Huguenots, of course, were French Protestants. And on the 18th of October 1685, Louis XIV, the King of France, revoked the Edict of Nantes, and the Huguenots could either convert to Catholicism or else they would face life in prison or in a convent. And so many fled the country illegally to various parts of Europe and even the New World of America. And they went to Prussia, to Holland, and also to England. And the Huguenots that actually ended up in England, they noticed that the butchers, whenever they were getting rid of the carcasses, that they left the tails intact. And so what they done was they bagged the tails of the butchers, and they used these tails then to make soup. And so that's where the oxtail soup then was born. And so that's the origin of oxtail soup, and it's down to the Huguenots. Now, if you remember, I've done a wee video on Louis Cromwell, and he was a French Huguenot, and he was one of the refugees. And in 1698 he was appointed as overseer of the royal linen manufacture by King William III, and he started his own bleaching green down in Hildon. And then eventually William Barber would buy the plot there, and he started his own linen thread company, and went on to be the biggest in the world actually. Now, Cromwell, he had settled in Lisburn with a small colony of 70 Huguenots, 70 Huguenot refugees in 1698. And this is the church here that they actually started. And it's a fantastic building, as you can see. And so the Huguenots established this church here on Castle Street in Lisburn in the 18th century. And the church was located in the building of the old town hall. So this used to be the old town hall before it became the Huguenot church. And then after 1812, there was no more need for a Huguenot church in Lisburn, and so the church closed. The Huguenots, of course, followed the theology of Calvin. They were Protestant Calvinists, and so they followed the theology of Calvin. And there's a wee plaque there, and I'm going to show you it shortly. It says, "This is the site of Lisburn's 18th century French Huguenot church." And so we'll go over and have a wee look at the building. So that's the building, as you can see. And that's the plaque then. Pretty good nick, the building. Still a fantastic building today. And that's the wee plaque then. This is the site of Lisburn's 18th century French Huguenot church. It's amazing when you think of it, isn't it? And of course, you're not far here from the cathedral, as you can see. The cathedral's just across the road. And so there you are. So across the road and give you another wee look at the old building, which was once the town hall and then became the Huguenot church. And so that's it there. So thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. Again, if you like the channel, please give us a thumbs up and also subscribe. And of course, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. God bless.